Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland responded by saying, "I'm not a token, nor would I ever accuse another woman politician of being some man's token. This is not how a feminist treats another woman." And she said, "I am a proud feminist who serves in a feminist government with a feminist prime minister." So at first, I thought that Annamie Paul's leadership was quite messy, like her own leadership skills. She like in terms of Israel, like personally, I didn't agree with the stance that she had as the leader of the party, and also the fact how she addressed Janica Atwin, the MP that ultimately went to the Liberals. Uh, but also what she said to Chrystia Freeland, it was like, come on, those are cheap shots, and it's not like, if someone leaves your party, like, you should take that responsibility. You shouldn't be go blaming the other party for courting your MPs. But then you had these multiple rounds of people inside her party trying to take it out of the leadership, and like take it to court, and like there was a lot of weird drama that had nothing to do with like the this first incident. So I don't know, like for me, it felt really like, at first I thought like they had good reasons, but how the the Green Insiders acted afterwards felt like it was really malicious. Like they muted the leader of the party in a Zoom call with like the council members of the party. They've taken her to court. They're trying to vote her out. Like it feels malicious. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think what people also need to understand is like I think when it comes to federal party leadership, I think it's more than just going out there and winning elections. It's also keeping the people within your party happy. It's a lot of, as a leader, there's more to just than just winning or whatever. It's being the example. Making sure everybody's on the same message and keeping the party united. So obviously, initially looking at what had been happening to Annamie Paul as soon as she got elected to that position, I'm like, looks like a lot of incompetence. Man, I don't know if she's not prepared to lead a federal party, but what's happening in the party, especially initially, I'm like, what this is like, as a leader. First of all, you don't, like you said, it was a cheap shot to Chrystia Freeland. Like that seems like something that happens when you lose your cool and you're starting to you're becoming, in a sense, like, I don't want to call it vindictive, but that's all it seemed like. Those were my initial thoughts. Quickly, as keeps unfolding, this is looking like a pure setup. Like what I'm seeing from this party is literally they're kneecapping their own political leader in a way that it's as if they don't want her to win. And in my mind, it really seems like they don't want her to win, because after every election, there's an automatic review of leadership. So right now, Annamie Paul is going to have to face Marci Ien in Toronto Centre, which is already a tough riding for her to win, because Marci Ien's popularity is going up. Liberals' party's popularity is going up. Annamie Paul is going to have to face Marci Ien. If she loses against Marci Ien, I don't want to, like, throw a prediction. I'm not a predicting guy, but during the review of her leadership, I would not be surprised if we don't see her be the leader of the Green Party anymore. And that's what it seems like all these people within the party are trying to do. They're trying to, going into this election, they want to make it as bad as possible for her, even to the point where funds are not getting transferred to her campaign. And because right now there's two things here. There's the political situation, there's also the financial situation. The Green Party has been facing financial woes that started in 2019, even before Annamie Paul even was the leader of the Green Party. So now when Annamie comes in, so she doesn't, right after getting elected, she doesn't win her Toronto Centre riding, which in default makes it that she doesn't really have a salary, right? Her salary comes from the Green Party. That's another expense that has to be thrown into Annamie, whatever. And on top of that, now you have all these legal battles that are happening. In July, I think his name is Doug Tingy Doug Tingy. I think he's the president of the Green Party. He said this in July. He said, if we started the election right now, we would have $300,000 in the bank compared to 1.9 million in 2019 and then 3 million in 2015. This is what he said he would have in the bank heading into an election. So clearly the financial woes do not start with Annamie Paul. It started before Annamie Paul. That's why you saw recently like 2 major staff got departed the organization. Doug is one of them, and then her chief of staff was laid off, right? That's what you see happening financially. On top of that, the money that's going into these legal battles is also straining the Green Party. Like they're killing themselves. So with these things happening, that's more money going down the drain. And now there's the political side to it, right? You have Jenica Awen like ended up leaving the party and going into the liberal party, right? And like you said, that's when Annamie Paul went at Justin Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland. She really told Justin Trudeau, meet me on the battlefield instead of these backroom deals that you're doing and whatever. And what's so bad about that is that the Green Party had a historic 3 seats in the last election, right? You have Elizabeth May, you have, I forgot what's the other guy's name. I think it's Paul something. I'm not sure. I forgot. And then you have Jenica Awen. That was 3 Green Party seats in the House of Commons. That was huge. So losing Jenica Awen was a big deal for the Green Party. And obviously from that point on, a lot of infighting started, and a lot of things started going downhill. But like I said at the beginning, it really does look like a setup, because first they wanted to pull a non-confidence vote on Annamie, then they wanted to suspend her leadership, and then all these things got scrapped thanks to an independent arbitrator, right? And then Annamie Paul won't disclose exactly what are the terms of the deal, what actually happened behind the scene. I think there's maybe a thing where she can't say, she can't say exactly what happened behind the scene, but she's showing her restraint in terms of also, I think there's a legal side to it, and also there's a personal side. I think this is where she's really showing her leadership. She's not putting everything out on the table, because you see, she did say this in a recent interview. She's like, I don't do the whole leaking stuff here and there. I don't do all of that. I believe like when it comes to a party, like there's always disagreement within these parties, but it reaches a boiling point when everybody starts hearing about it. When you start seeing stuff leak and getting out of hand, and that's what the senior officials in the Green Party are doing. They're leaking a lot, and they're causing a lot of disturbance, and they're not setting up Annamie Paul to be successful in the next election. And that's really bad, because I'm scared that for her, obviously, I'm like, if he doesn't win the Toronto Centre seat, it's looking very bad for her leadership.
It is looking really bad. The Liberals are geniuses. They got like an incredibly popular personality to run for that seat, and Marci Ien has been, like, her popularity has been going up since she won that seat. And like, it's going to be really, really tough for Annamie Paul to win that Toronto Centre seat. And she did say, however, you said that she's trying to be restrained and not put everything on the table. She did say, however, that the attacks that she's getting from inside her party are incredibly sexist and racist. So there's that.
Yeah, and I think also they were like recently, like Elizabeth May finally said something about the whole situation. She was begging for the party to be united heading into the election, because she had been quiet for a bit. And then the other Green MP, I believe he was going through some medical problems, so he hadn't really talked about the issue altogether. But I think that's something Canadians are should be paying close attention to. Really, what is gonna happen in that Toronto Centre, because that will ultimately, I think, will determine the future for Annamie Paul. for sure.
Yeah, and not just her, but the entire Green Party. Like
Yeah,
if the leader does not get elected and you lose seats, they already lost one seat before the election. They lost 33% of their seat, and before the election. So if they lose another seat, it's going to be disastrous for them, and like it's
and
not out
also
of the
on
realm of. Yeah, I was about to say
yeah,
it's
go
not
ahead.
out of the realm of possibilities that there won't be a Green Party after this election. Like it's a
That's
real possibility that the Green Party would shut down after this election if they they don't perform well.
damn. Yeah, I didn't even go that far, but yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Like that's real. That's a real possibility. And just in terms of what you said about Justin Trudeau, whether he's not a true feminist and etc. Obviously that's not what I believe. I don't think that's the situation, but I do believe in terms of just laying out the facts, by Justin Trudeau doing what he did, he is kneecapping the Annamie Paul, one of the first, the black female leaders of a federal party. He is kneecapping her. That's just a fact. But
But
I
that's
don't
his
think
job.
I don't think his intentions aren't like to be an anti-feminist or whatever. It's just it's politics. This is literally what politics are: backroom deals, who can get what, who can get the upper hand on each other. This politics really is it's a dirty game. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, and it's like they're in the opposition. It's his job to put them in a worse situation. It's not he's not going to
Exactly.
give you a seat. Like
Hmm.
um like Annamie Paul was complaining last election that like I believe the NDP ran like a strong candidate or uh in the seat that she was
Yes.
trying to
Yes.
to go for, but also like that was the NDP. Like nobody's trying to give you a freebie.